Okay, let's go.
Jazzy Joe's Autograph Adventures.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Jazzy Joe's Autograph Adventures, India's first web series where I show you 10 top autographs based on a different theme in every episode. And before we begin, I'd like to thank you all so much for the great amount of love, support and feedback that you have given me for the first 19 episodes. All your great feedback makes me want to make many more episodes and show you many more autographs from my collection. So before we move on, thank you. This time we are talking about the top 10 popular spiritual personalities in my collection. These are the performers and personalities who have shown the way to God through their songs and teachings to their followers around the world. And our first spiritual personality is known as India's biggest Mata Bhakt, who has done numerous albums and bhajans since decades, as well as songs in movies. I'm talking about the melodious Narendra Chanchal. Narendra Chanchal is an Indian singer who specializes in religious songs and hymns. He grew up in a religious atmosphere which inspired him to start singing bhajans and aartis. After years of struggle, Chanchal sang a Bollywood song Beshak Mandir Masjid Todo for the 1973 film Bobby and won Filmfare Best Male Playback Award. He also earned honorary citizenship of the US state of Georgia. Chanchal has released an autobiography called Midnight Singer, which narrates his life, struggles and hardships leading to achievements. He visits Katra Vaishno Devi every year on December 29th and performs on the last day of the year. His other famous songs and movies include मैं बेनाम हो गया, बाकी कुछ बचा तो महंगाई मार गई, तूने मुझे बुलाया, चलो बुलावा आया है माता ने बुलाया है, and हुए हैं कुछ ऐसे वो हमसे पराए, among others. He has dedicated his life and career to singing bhajans and is therefore our first artist in this collection. I met Narendra Chanchal at his residence in Delhi and he was so welcoming. He really gave me a warm welcome and he was so happy looking at his records, and he autographed all the records that I had with me, and the record that I want to show all of you is this one. The name of this record is Jago Ma Jagdambe and it has 6 tracks, you can see at the back. The music is by Sonic Omi, who were music directors, and again at the back he has autographed writing Mr. Joe, best wishes, Narendra Chanchal. Our next spiritual personality is popularly known as the Bhajan Samrat or Emperor of Bhajans. He has also been awarded the Padma Shri, India's 4th highest civilian award. I'm talking about the ever-smiling and popular singer Anup Jalota. Anup Jalota is an Indian singer, musician and actor, best known for his performances in the Hindu devotional music, bhajan and the Urdu form of poetry, ghazal. Jalota started his musical career as a chorus singer in All India Radio. He is usually backed by a santoor player, dholak player, sarod player, sarangi player, violinist, sitar player, tabla player and guitarist. Some of his popular bhajans include Aisi Lagi Lagan, मैं नहीं माखन खायो, रंग दे चुनरिया, जग में सुंदर हैं दो नाम and चादरिया झीनी रे झीनी. He met Jagat Guru Sri Kripalu Maharaj in Mumbai and agreed to release several CDs of his compositions. In 2008, he recorded the title song Golden Memorable Yadein for the CD Nurani Chehra, produced by Shaukat Qasam to commemorate the Golden Jubilee of the Aga Khan. On 16 September 2018, Jalota entered Bigg Boss House in its 12th season as a contestant. I met Anup Jalota ji quite a few times, once in Mumbai, 3-4 times in Delhi, and of course every time I meet him I take along a couple of records for him to autograph, and he's always happy to see the records. He always autographs all of them, and the record that I would like to show all of you is this one. The name of this record is Hari Naam Ki Mala, and you can see at the back it has 8 tracks, and the music also is by Anup Jalota ji, and he has signed in the front writing Love, Anup Jalota, and he has put the date 7th April 1990. And Anup Jalota ji sent me a message. Here it is.
नमस्कार, मैं हूं अनूप जलोटा और जैजी जोए को 2000 से भी ज्यादा ऑटोग्राफ्ड एलपी रिकॉर्ड्स कलेक्शन की मुबारकबाद देता हूं। जोए को ऐसी लागी लगन की लिम्का बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स ने भी इसीलिए सम्मानित किया है। मेरी तरफ से जैजी जोए को यही दुआ है कि आपका कलेक्शन यूं ही बढ़ता रहे और भगवान आपकी चुनरी को और रंगता रहे। आपके लिए ये गीत। ऐसी लागी लगन, ऐसी लागी लगन, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन, वो तो गली गली हरि गुन गाने लगी, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली, मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन।
Wow, what a great and creative message, Anup ji, and what a song, one of your greatest hits. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amazing message, sir. And our next spiritual personality devoted most of his career since 1973 in singing devotional songs in praise of Sita, Rama and Hanuman. Yes, I am talking about Hari Om Sharan. Hari Om Sharan was an Indian Hindu devotional singer and lyricist. As a bhajan singer in the 1970s, he recorded albums such as Premanjali, Pushpanjali and Data Ikram. His bhajan, namely Tere Ram Ji Karenge Beda Par, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, आरती कुंज बिहारी की, ऐसा प्यार बहादे मैया, श्री राधे गोविंदा, हनुमान चालीसा, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय are very popular amongst devotees all around the world. During his devotional recordings spanning over 35 years, he released over 20 bhajan albums. He became a professional singer in 1973, singing his first album for HMV. He appeared briefly in an English film, Holy Smoke, in 1999 as a singer. In 2004, an album of Hari Om's bhajans, sung by the frontrunners of India's music industry, titled Hari Om Salutation, was released. The contributors to this album included Pandit Jasraj, Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma, Sonu Nigam, Hari Haran, Anup Jalota, Shankar Mahadevan, Richa Sharma, Sadhana Sargam, Shan, Ma Lakshmi Iyer, Sunidhi Chauhan and percussionist Shivamani. Although I could not meet Hari Om Sharan ji because by the time I started collecting, he was not with us anymore. But I do have him in my autograph records collection in the form of this album. As we spoke about his albums, this is the album Pushpanjali by him, and the music is by Murli Manohar Swaroop, and you can see at the back it's got 8 bhajans and some hits as I discussed earlier, and again at the back you can see he's written with love, Hari Om Sharan, 5th June 1976. Our next spiritual personality is considered to be one of the greatest and most influential singers of the Indian subcontinent and features in this list for his spiritual respect to many religions. Yes, it is the inimitable, the great, one of my favorites, Mohammed Rafi. Mohammed Rafi was an Indian playback singer and was notable for his voice, versatility and range. His songs were varied from fast peppy numbers to patriotic songs, sad numbers to highly romantic songs, qawwalis to ghazals and bhajans to classical songs. He received 6 Filmfare Awards and 1 National Film Award. In 1967, he was honored with the Padma Shri Award by the Government of India. He has recorded songs for over 1,000 Hindi films and has sung songs in various Indian languages as well as foreign languages, though primarily in Hindi, Urdu and Punjabi, over which he had a strong command. He has recorded as many as 7,405 songs in many languages. He has sung in many Indian languages including Konkani, Assamese, Bhojpuri, Odia, Punjabi, Bengali, Marathi, Sindhi, Kannada, Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu and Maithili. Apart from Indian languages, he also sang songs in many foreign languages including English, Farsi, Arabic, Sinhala, Creole and Dutch. Mohammed Rafi Saab was not only one of the best singers that India has produced, but he was a great human being, and there are numerous stories attesting to that. And the record I want to show you also proves that, because he sang numerous Hindi bhajans, and the record on which I have his autograph is also a bhajan record. The name of this record is Hari Ka Dhyan Laga Man Mere. And you can see at the back there are 8 tracks, and the music is by Pandit Shivram, and it's a very unique record. Rafi Saab had sung many bhajans, and this is one of the records which features his bhajans, and you can see he's written in the front, to dear Jitendra Bai, with best compliments from Mohammed Rafi. And not only did he sing Hindi bhajans, but I want to show you another record. It doesn't have his autographs, but it's a very rare record that I think everyone should know about. This is a small EP, a small record, 7-inch record, and here it is. The name of the record is Songs of Our Lord Jesus, with songs by Mohammed Rafi, music by Madhugar Patak and lyrics by Uddhav Kumar, and the music arrangement is by Enoch Daniels. And he has sung 3 songs in this very rare record, and they are all on Lord Jesus. So I think all of us should learn something today from Mohammed Rafi ji, that no matter what our religion, no matter what we follow, ultimately the destination is one, is the same. Next, we have another singer who is not only famous for her singing, but is also a passionate painter and sister of the legendary Lata Mangeshkar. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about Usha Mangeshkar. Usha Mangeshkar is an Indian singer who has recorded many Hindi, Bengali, Marathi, Kannada, Nepali, Bhojpuri, Gujarati and Assamese songs. She is the younger sister among Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle and Meena Khadikar, and elder to her music director brother Hridaynath Mangeshkar. She came into the spotlight as a playback singer after singing some devotional songs for the low-budget movie Jai Santoshi Ma in 1975, which became an all-time blockbuster. She was nominated for the Filmfare Best Female Playback Singer Award for her song Main To Aarti Utaru in that film. She is known for her famous song Mungra and songs for the Marathi movie Pinjara. She had also produced musical drama Phoolwanti for Doordarshan and has a strong interest in painting. In fact, quite a few of Lataji's records feature Usha Ji's paintings as the cover art. I met Usha Mangeshkar ji at her residence in Mumbai, and it was an amazing experience to meet her because I've been a fan of her music as well as Lata ji's since I was a kid, and especially her hit song Mungra. I have heard numerous remixes of it being played in clubs and parties and events, around the country. And of course, her famous songs, her famous bhajans also. But rather than showing you a movie record, I want to show you this one. This is her album, and the name is Prarthana, which means prayer. And you can see at the back, there's a photograph of her and the music director Raghunath Seth, and the songs are mentioned at the back. But she has autographed in the front, right next to her photograph, and very creative autograph. Our next spiritual personality is also one of the most popular singers in India and is known for her many religious albums along with Bollywood hits. I'm talking about the melodious singer Anuradha Podwal. Anuradha Podwal is an Indian playback singer who works predominantly in Bollywood. She was awarded the Padma Shri, India's fourth highest civilian award, by the Government of India in 2017. She is a recipient of the National Film Award and a four-time winner of the Filmfare Award. Although primarily a playback singer, having sung in scores of Bollywood films, she has also sung several bhajans in private albums. She is a Marathi and Hindi film singer. She has also sung in films including Tamil, Oriya, Nepali and Kannada. She made her debut in the field of singing from a Sanskrit verse in the Hindi film named Abhiman. Her singing talent was recognized by the audience for the first time for the Marathi film Yashoda, released in the same year. Since then, she has been singing for about 4 decades through the soundtrack of movie songs, lyrics and hymns. I met Anuradha ji at a couple of her performances, and it was surreal, to say the least, to meet the lady whom we heard singing so many great hits in the movies, as well as so many private albums. And the record I want to show all of you is also of a private album of her bhajans. The name of this record is Om Namo Shivaya. It has Shiv bhajans, and you can see at the back there are 7 tracks. The music is by Pradyuman Sharma, and there's a lovely photograph of her, and she has signed at the back. And now we move from bhajan singers to spiritual personalities. The media has variously described our next personality as one of the most recognizable voices of India, the most travelled Indian compare, and a writer with a zing. Yes, friends, I am talking about Harish Bhimani. Harish Bhimani is a writer, anchor, voiceover artist, on-screen person and documentary and corporate filmmaker. Recipient of the coveted President's Medal in the National Film Awards 2016, he is the only anchor to have received a gold disc from HMV, that is the Gramophone Company of India. He is better known as the voice of Samay, the narrator in the TV series Mahabharat by B.R. Chopra, and the Srimad Bhagavad Gita CD set. He is a veteran of some 24,000 recordings and is credited with several iconic recordings. Considered the most recognizable spoken voice in the country, he is the leading voice in many light and sound shows, laser shows, and now 3D projection mapping shows at historical moments across India. In Hindi and English, audio dictionaries, documentaries, corporate films, TV serials, feature films, TV and radio commercials, games, music albums, apart from hosting public events and ceremonies since the 1980s. I met Harish Bhimani ji at his residence in Mumbai, and he was very, very surprised to see that somebody had a record of a show where he had compared. And it was fun talking to him. He spoke to me about music, about his shows, about artists, about Lataji. He's written a book on Lataji. And he also showed me the golden disc he got from HMV. And I would like to show you something different. Not a record, but this 4 CD set. It's a very rare set, not commonly available. The name of it is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and it is in Hindi, the complete Bhagavad Gita in Hindi. And of course, it is in the voice of Harish Bhimani ji, along with Krishan Bhutani, Vishnu Sharma, Arvind Mehra, and other friends. And the music is by Shri Shambhu Sen. And you can see that Harish ji has signed in the front, writing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, The Art of Living. The best to Jazzy Joe, Harish Bhimani, 8 November 2017. Friends, our journey continues with our next spiritual personality who felt inspired to dedicate his life to the cause of sharing the spiritual wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita under the aegis of ISKCON, which is the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. I am talking about His Grace Chaitanya Charan Das. His Grace Chaitanya Charan Das is a monk, mentor and spiritual author who is the author of the world's only Gita daily feature, wherein he writes daily a 300-word inspirational reflection on a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Till now, he has written over 1700 Gita meditations that are posted on www.gitadaily.com and are read through daily feeds by thousands from all over the world. He also answers questions by seekers on his site, where his over 3,500 audio answers and several hundred articles are available. His writings in English have been translated into several foreign languages and several Indian languages. He is a member of ISKCON's leading intellectual body, the Shastric Advisory Council, and is the associate editor of ISKCON's global magazine, Back to Godhead. I met His Grace Chaitanya Charan Das ji when he came to one of my neighbors' place, who is a part of the ISKCON movement, and everybody gathered to hear his sermon, and I had the pleasure of meeting him there and also getting his autograph on a book of his. And the book I want to show you is this one. The name of the book is Wisdom from the Ramayana on Life and Relationships. This book taps into the timeless wisdom of the Ramayana, encompassing many of its characters and reflecting on the complex dynamics of their relationships. And you can see inside, he has autographed on the inside cover, writing Chaitanya Charan. Friends, our next spiritual personality in my collection went up Chamundi Hill and sat on a rock where he had a spiritual experience. 6 weeks afterwards, he left his successful business to his friend and traveled extensively in an effort to gain insight into this mystical experience called life. I am talking about Jaggi Vasudev, better known around the world as Sadhguru. Sadhguru is an Indian yogi and author who has been teaching yoga in southern India since 1982. In 1992, he established Isha Foundation near Coimbatore, which runs an ashram, hosts a yoga center, and has been involved in various activities in spirituality, education, and the environment. Vasudev is the author of several books, and as a public speaker, he has spoken at the United Nations Millennium World Peace Summit, the British Parliament's House of Lords, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and the International Institute of Management Development. In 2017, he was awarded the Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian award by the Government of India, for his services in social service. I came to know that Sadhguruji is coming for a sermon to Delhi at one of the venues, and I reached there, I heard him, and I wanted to get a couple of autographs, but he left the venue real fast and he sat in his car and he left. I don't know what came over me. I rushed to my car and I told the driver that follow that car, and we took about a 35 minutes drive and we followed him to the airport. It seems that he was leaving directly to another city, and we reached the airport. Luckily we reached right along with him, and before he could leave the car, I was standing waiting for his autograph. And as he came out of the car, he saw the record. Now I didn't have any record of Sadhguruji because there are books on him, there are DVDs on him, there are many things, but not yet a record. So he saw the record and he moved ahead. I gave him the pen, he smiled and he signed. But horror of horrors, no ink came out of the pen. And he looked at me as if to say, what do I do now? And I didn't know what to do. I was in a state of shock. But I gathered up my strength. I don't know what came through me. God gave me some strength, and I told him that, sir, please try again. And he did. And the second time the ink flowed, the pen worked, and that's how I got an autograph on an LP record from Sadhguru. And the LP record I want to show you is the same one. You can see the title of the record is Bhajans from Films. You can see all the songs on the back cover. It was a collection of 12 of the finest bhajans from Hindi films. And you can see he has signed in the front. You can see a shadow of the first time he tried, and then his autograph just in the right place. And we have saved the best for last. Our final spiritual personality in this episode, whose autograph I proudly have in my collection, is the foremost spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism. I am talking about Tenzin Gyatso, or the 14th and current His Holiness Dalai Lama. His Holiness the Dalai Lama was an important figure of the Gelug tradition, which was politically and numerically dominant in central Tibet, but his religious authority went beyond sectarian boundaries. While he had no formal or institutional role in any of the religious traditions which were headed by their own High Lamas, he was a unifying symbol of the Tibetan state, representing Buddhist values and traditions above any specific school. The traditional function of the Dalai Lama as a figure holding together disparate religious and regional groups has been taken up by the present 14th Dalai Lama. He has worked to overcome sectarian and other divisions in the exiled community and has become a symbol of Tibetan nationhood for Tibetans both in Tibet and in exile. A recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989 and the US Congressional Gold Medal in 2006, Time magazine named him one of the children of Mahatma Gandhi and Gandhi's spiritual heir to non-violence. Once again, I came to know that Dalai Lama ji was in Delhi for an event, and I also got the news where he is staying. So I rushed to the hotel, but maybe my bad luck, he had left by the time I reached the hotel. He had left for the event. He had gone to the venue. Now I didn't know what to do, to go to the venue or to wait for him, because supposedly it was a long event. But since there was a lot of security and I did not have the invitation to the event, I decided to wait. And I waited for more than 2.5 hours in the lobby of the hotel for him to come. And when he did, I thought that it was worth the wait, because the gentleman has a glow around his face. You know that you are in the presence of a great soul. And he looked at me and he smiled. And I approached with my record and an autograph, and he told me, he said, you're wearing a cap, it looks good on you. He spoke to me as if he knows me since ages. So I told him, I said, would you like to wear it? So he laughed and he said, no, my head is too big for the cap. And he loved the record, he autographed the record for me. And the record that I want to show you is a Buddhist record, very rare to find in Indian records. And this is the record that I want to show you. The name of the record is Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. You can see at the back, the songs are there. The singer of these songs is Krishna Shinde. The music is by Krishan Kamal. And you can see right in the front on the photograph of Buddha, His Holiness the Dalai Lama has given me the autograph. This is a very, very special record in my collection. And now we come to the end of this episode featuring popular spiritual personalities. I hope all of you enjoyed the autographs and the information. And if you did, please subscribe to the channel Jazzy Joe Entertainment and like and share this video so that I can make many, many more like this one for you. Thanks for watching the video and stay tuned for much, much more. You can also send any questions, suggestions or feedback to this email jazzyautographs@yahoo.com. To my autograph collector friends, happy collecting, and to everyone else watching, thank you so much and hope to see you soon in the next episode with 10 more autographs from 10 more celebrities based on a theme. Till then, take care and all the best.